Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. This is your Jee Sifu right here, and today we're back with another interesting topic, Taoism topic. So today we're going to talk about the well-being, which is a word that I see all the time when you search up religion stuff. But well, what does it actually mean by the well-being of someone? Um, Maybe it's like, oh, I just feel good. Okay. Now, one thing is, a lot of people are so into feeling happy, feeling good, right? But you know what? In Taoism's perspective, life is not always about feeling happy because you need to have some other experiences that is not happy to give you a all around experience, the trainings and all that polishing to shape the you today. Just like we say, oh, you go to school, you learn and go through some tests and exams and all that stressful stuff. It's not happy, right? But it's good for you. Like medicine. Medicine is bitter. The Chinese medicine, right? They're bitter, but they're good for you. So if you are only after happiness as like your well-being, feel good, then you're not going to get a very good life because it's like your life have no bumps. You don't get a chance to learn from the lessons. A while ago on TikToks, I was like doing my research, right? So on TikToks, I was somehow like scrolling the screen, and there were some Christian or Catholic, not sure what, but they talk about Jesus. That kind of video comes up, and I think that that guy said something pretty good. So that guy said that I asked the God for solutions, so the God gave them problems, so that you can find out the solution, and that is actually very true. That's like how we see things in Taoism as well. Whenever I ask for help, right? The God never just like tell you, this is what you should be doing. That's it. Okay? Never like that. The God have to point you to find out the answer yourself. Right? So instead of like just giving you straightforward answer, the God lead you to experience different things. Sometimes you will see something that is not right, but you went through the experience of having that, and then you learn that this is not what you want. Next time you find again, you can find something better, and then eventually you eliminate all those things that is not good for you, and then you keep what is good for you. It's kind of like a baby. You learn from failures, you learn from mistake. Now, however, there are a lot of people these days who are not really trained to accept failure. That includes a lot of older people. I'm talking about the 60, 70 years old people. They're not ready to accept failure. Whenever they are told that they're wrong, they're not happy. Well, of course, I'm not happy too when you say I'm wrong, right? But the thing is, can you move on from there? That's another question. When I teach my disciples, in my experience, I have witnessed people who, like, I tell them what they have been doing wrong, and I keep poking them, telling them their flaws, their problems, and what they have to do to fix it. There's a bunch that will just like taper out and disappear and not want to learn anymore because they cannot accept that they are so wrong for such a long time in their life. So they don't want to accept it, right? There are people who actually stayed and accept the teachings, and they actually have a chance to correct themselves, to like erase or delete those bad habits, those bad things, and become a better person. It takes time, it takes effort, and it is painful to change. So, if you want to say a well being in general, in a Taoism's perspective, like well being, I will say, is like a good life, a good state of life, like you're going to the good direction. What is good? Well, let's say we take that logic from you ask God for a solution, then God gives you a problem, right? So you can find out. So in order to know what is good, you have to go ask yourself what is bad. Okay, so if I am trying to make a lunch right now, okay, what is a good lunch? A good lunch is a lunch that can fill me up. Uh, I eat it, it tastes good, like it tastes happy, right? Makes me happy, and it makes me full, right? That's a good lunch. What is a bad lunch? Well, I ate it, and my body don't feel good, or I don't feel it enough. Okay, so what is life about? You talk about well-being, right? So where is your life going toward? Everyone's the same. Death, right? We're going to die. That's our destination, right? Die. No, sorry, not for us Taoists. Dying is a transition. We know that after dying, there's more. Because, well, not everyone, but me and some of my disciples already can see the other dimensions that is beyond this one, is where like you die and you will go to. When you can see these other worlds out there, these other dimensions out there, right? You will realize that life is not just about here. Here is like, yeah, I am here now. It's important. It's not like after death is the only thing. Everything here is like nonsense. No, 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 no. Okay, that's not how it is. Here is very important because if you can make use of life here, you can prepare for the future journey, the next part of life. Okay, if you shrink it down a bit, it's like today is important because that's what prepares me for tomorrow. Let's say today, after the whole day of using my house, I don't tidy up. Okay, so everything is like all over the place, is messy and everywhere, right? Things everywhere. Tomorrow when I wake up, I have a messy house. I look around, it's going to not make me so happy. It's going to be hard to find things, and then I have to waste time to clean my table before I can eat lunch, right? So lots of time are being wasted like that, and that's not a good way of using today's like time, right? So if I want a better tomorrow, I need to do well right now. So if you want a better afterlife, you need to do well here first. So well-being is not only talking about your present emotional state or your mental health, not just that. It's more about, like to us, it's more about now and also what leads to later, like after this life. So it's not just about being happy. It's not just about being like feeling a moment of escape or isolated from your problems. I personally really have a thing with those people who like meditation as an escape, to say it's a stress relief method. To me, that is pretty BS because it's like okay, let's say your stress comes from, well, the common thing that I see are people not paying their credit card. Okay, so you have financial problem, you have debt, and you're not paying them, or maybe you forgot to pay them and then the bill just stack up, or maybe you just pay the minimum and then the number just goes up, right? I have been there, so I know how that feels. It's like you just try to hide away from your problem. Okay, you go to this crazy place where they say, okay, we're going to do like sit there, meditate in, in this area together, do some prayers or whatever things, and we'll be feeling good. To me, that is like, it's basically a scam, right? Okay, you go there, you focus your mind, so basically you just ex- escape from all the problems for that hour or maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, okay, that period of time. Okay, you feel great. You're like totally, oh, I'm blanked out. I'm just sitting there thinking about my belly. Okay, whatever thing you're feeling, right? When you are back to reality, everything kicks in. Do you feel that is like a drug? Like people taking drugs, they numb themselves, get into, that crazy state. You see illusions and all that stuff, and you forgot about reality. Well, think about it. When you wake up again, when you're back to reality, the problem's still there. So all these nonsense spiritual gurus or whatever out there teaching people that you can sit there, meditate, and whatever to improve your well-being because it helps you balance your okay, it's purely a scam because it's like you're not balancing anything. You're not balancing anything. You're not fixing problems. You're like a drug. You teach people to escape from their problem for a period of time. And then when they get back to the problem, they're like, oh, I'm like, I'm back to this depth thing again. And then they go meditate, go back to meditation. And then they go back to here. And then it's like, oh, stress again. Okay, meditate. And then it's like drug. You keep plugging the drug into your mouth because you feel stressful and you keep doing it. That is not well-being, right? So how do we Taoists deal with problems in life? Well, how do we achieve well-being? Well, there are two things. One is external problem and one is internal problem, right? So external problem are like they're like not your problem. They are problem caused by other elements around you. And then the internal problem is your own problem. Okay? The debt thing usually is your own problem, your own spending problem, your financial management problem. That's your own. Okay? Those internal problem with yourself, they need to be fixed. But it's not like that easy. The easy stuff is always from the outside, the other people. Okay? Now, of course, everyone understands this. If you have friends who are like leeches, they want to like leech onto you all the time, right? Ask you out for dinner, lunch all the time, and then ask you for help all the time. Only take and no give back. Those kind of friends, cut it off, right? If you cut off these leeches, you will have a lot more time yourself. You will have a lot more air to breathe, right? And of course, you don't waste the money just hanging out with them. And other thing is things that you cannot see, which I call the energy pollution thing, right? There are people who just stick around you and their energy is so bad, it drains you out. It makes you tired. It makes you angry. It makes you sad. It makes you emotional. And these things will cause you to have problems in life. For example, recently I got a disciple. He goes to work in somewhere that like work on tax stuff for the government. So it's office environment, right? Everyone have their own cubicle and stuff like that. So there are coworkers there who work with him. This coworker got a funeral thing going on, and I believe it's his grandmother that died. Okay, so funerals going on, and funeral, lots of negative energy coming out. Okay, I can explain this in another video, but lots of bad energy coming out. This guy carries all that energy, go back to work, spreads it around. Okay, and then my disciple got contaminated by this thing. Well, he is the most sensitive one out of everyone because he practiced these things. So when he comes home, immediately he felt the impact. emotional impact, heart devil's impact, like, inside your mind, there's like so many struggles going on and fighting inside, all that stuff going on. And it bothers him a lot, a lot. And then there was another coworker that got affected. And then, you know what? In 2 days, that coworker just decided to like go crazy and vent it at work, and then just stomp out and quit her job. People can go divorce, quit the job, or even kill people because of these energy pollution. If you cannot get rid of these energy pollution or protect yourself from these energy pollution, how can you achieve well-being? Just by, like, people think that Taoist, you do some Tai Chi, Qi Kong, oh, meditate, think about your belly, the sky. BS. That's not going to fix your problem. Okay? You need to fix your problem. You need to deal with these things. The unseen factor. These are the energies that normal people cannot deal with. And you might think that it is very normal. Yeah, because everyone has the same problem too. But is it actually very normal? It's not. There's a way to fix it. And that is what we Taoists are specialized in. We understand how these energy works, and we can spot them. Then we tell you how to spot them. Once you spot them, you can clear it out with the Taoist magic. And that is why we practice Taoist magic, because it's a way to achieve your well-being state by eliminating all these spiritual pollution and contamination, toxic, whatever energy that is around you. And they don't teach this in school, because in school, well, like now, okay, school system is pretty much what we call like the westernized education system. They do not have this kind of knowledge on these things. Maybe some do, but they don't teach it in school because it is not scientific, right? It doesn't, like, it's not like physics, chemistry, that kind of thing. So you don't know about these things and you cannot deal with it. And even you know about it, it's not that easy to deal with it. You can't just like, sprinkle some salt around and, oh, it's done. It's not like that. It's not like you can buy a machine and fix it. It's not like that. You need to cultivate stuff. It's not easy. It's a lifetime thing, right? So this is a big, big value of Taoist magic, and how we use it to like create a real well-being state, to keep ourselves peaceful. Because what is disturbing the peace? What is causing us to not have the peace is these elements out there that attack us all the time. These things come from everywhere. Like, you go to work, there are coworkers. You open a business, there are clients. You go to school, there are friends, friends, right? And like jealousy, all that stuff going on out there. They have energy attacks going your way all the time. Well, that's why you need Taoist magic. So the true well-being is achieved by you having the power, the knowledge of how to defend against all these impacts from around you. When you're strong enough, then you can have your real, true state of well-being. Okay, so we have to stop right here, and we'll see you in the next episode. Remember to subscribe, like, and also check out my Teen Yet Dragon channel for the podcast. Bye-bye!